Hello students. So in this lecture I am going to teach you bending stress distribution diagram. Okay, bending stress. So in this lecture I will tell you whatever topic I am going to cover. Bending stress distribution diagram and the modulus of section. It is denoted as Z. Okay, then I'm going to explain you symmetrical and unsymmetrical sections. Symmetrical and unsymmetrical sections. Okay, so first we will see bending stress distribution diagram. So bending stress distribution diagram. So it's just a diagram, so you have to know how the bending stress is distributed in a beam over the neutral axis and below the neutral axis, above neutral axis and below neutral axis, how it is distributed. So that is only we are going to see. So for example, if I am taking any beam, so this is your bending stress diagram. Okay, this is how it will be. So draw beam correctly using scale. Okay, so where will be the neutral axis? Be on somewhere the center portion, to be in somewhere central portion. Okay, so this is neutral axis. So you already know there will be no stress at the neutral axis. Already I told you, right? There will be zero stress because it is common to both the compression. If it is compression acting in this case, means here is tension will act. If tension is acting here, means compression will act here. I will tell you how tension and compression changes above and below. I will explain you in this modulus of section part. Okay, or in the symmetrical and unsymmetrical sections I will explain you about that. So if there is compression at the above, means there will be tension at the below of the section, this section. So there will be no stress in this neutral axis. Okay, there will be no stress in this neutral. This is there in the neutral axis. There is zero stress. There is no stress. So if you take a simply supported beam, so the common type of beam that we will take in every type of design is or analysis, we will take simply supported beam. Okay, so in a simply supported beam there is compression stress above the neutral axis. In simply supported beam there is compression stress above the neutral axis. Above the neutral axis there will be compression stress, and below the neutral axis there will be tensile stress. Okay, these are the simple thing in simply supported beam. So they may ask you this question in your multiple choice questions in MCQ, that they may ask in simply supported beam below neutral axis what type of stress is acting. They will give you the options: compression, tension, both A and B, none of the above, like this they will give. Okay, so what you will do, below neutral axis what is acting? Tension. So this you want to know about it. Okay, so if we plot the stress in simply supported beam section, we shall get like this. So this is bending stress distribution diagram. It will be like this. Okay, so this portion is called the stress in this portion is called as stress C, sigma C. Sigma C is stress, compression stress. Okay, sigma C is compression stress, and this will be sigma T, tension stress. Okay, so tensile stress is denoted as sigma T and compression stress is denoted as sigma C. You understand? So this is your bending stress distribution diagram. So if they ask you in 2 marks, draw bending stress distribution, 3 marks, draw bending stress distribution diagram, means you must draw like this. And if you want to write some content, means you can write like there is no stress in the neutral axis. You can write first point like this. And in simply supported beam, their compression stress will be act at the above the neutral axis and tension stress will act below the neutral axis. So you can write some points. Okay, like 2 points you can write, say points. You understand? So this is bending stress distribution diagram. Next one, modulus of section. Modulus of section. It is denoted as Z, capital Z. So I will tell you what is modulus of section. So modulus of section is nothing but a relation, no definition at all. So a relation, okay, I will teach you the relation. So that relation is termed as modulus of section Z. Okay. So in order to find the relation for modulus of section, we are again going to take a theory of bending, simple bending. What is theory of simple bending? In the previous lecture, you know, right? What is the equation for theory of simple bending? M by I is equal to sigma by y is equal to E by R. Okay. So we are going to take 22 things. So I am going to take M by I is equal to sigma by y, because y is a distance, particular distance. Stress, we need to find the bending stress, sigma. That is sigma c, compression stress and tensile stress. So I'm going to take this relation and the moment. What is the moment due to stress and moment of inertia? Okay. So that is only I'm going to take these two relations. Okay. From this relation, we find that the stress in the fiber is proportional to its distance from CG. So from this relation, from this relation we can see this stress is proportional to the distance of from center of gravity. From center of gravity is center of the beam, that is center of gravity. So from the center of gravity, the stress is proportional to the distance. Okay. So if y maximum is the distance between center of gravity, then stress is. So if my maximum, so maximum distance from the center of gravity, we will denote it as y maximum. Okay. So y maximum is the distance between center of gravity. So this expression can be written as m moment is equal to sigma maximum stress, maximum or stress, divided by y maximum into I. You can write like this, right? Y sigma maximum by y maximum into I. So the, for the maximum distance, so what is the maximum stress? Sigma max by y max into I. So this where I by y maximum. What is I? I is nothing but what? I is nothing but the moment of inertia. Moment of inertia is nothing but what? The product of area into distance square divided by y maximum. Y maximum is maximum distance from center of gravity to the particular stress. So that is y maximum. So that is known as modulus of section Z. Okay, where I by y maximum is equal to Z. So how can we write the definition for modulus of section? Z is equal to I by y max means the ratio between the moment of inertia to the maximum distance is known as moment of modulus of section. The ratio between the moment of inertia to the maximum distance y max is termed as modulus of section. So Z is equal to modulus of section. You understand what is modulus of section? So the ratio between the moment of inertia I to the y maximum is modulus of section. So that is only we are going to find. So in questions they may ask you like define modulus of section. They will ask you. So what you will do? You have to, what is the formula for modulus of section? Z is equal to I by y maximum. So in question they will give the y maximum or else you have to find. Next, you know how to find the moment of inertia. I is equal to what? Formula. What is the formula? Ig plus AH squared. In your fourth unit you have studied it all you have studied it clearly, right? Moment of inertia I is equal to Ig, center of gravity, plus AH. A is area, H is the distance between the sections, you know about it. And Ig is for rectangular is what? BD cube by 12. For circular it is pi d power 4 by 64. For triangle it is what? it is pi half into something will come, you know, right, for triangular sections. So for rectangular section it is BD cube by 12. For triangular section is BD cube by 36 for I in the x-axis. For in the y-axis it is BD cube by 48. Okay, so this is how you know, right? I have already taught you in unit number 4 how to find the moment of inertia for different sections. Rectangular sections, triangular sections we have derived. Circular sections is pi d 4 by 64. Okay, so this is modulus of section. So now we are going to see modulus of section for rectangular section. Modulus of section for rectangular section. First A, we are going to see modulus of section for rectangular, for a rectangle. We are going to see modulus of section for a rectangle. Okay, so what is modulus of section formula? Z is equal to I by y maximum. So for rectangle, what is y? You already wrote, right? Y is nothing but the distance. So if it is a rectangle, y is nothing but center of gravity. This is center of gravity. See, this is center of gravity. Y is nothing but the distance from the top to the center of gravity is y. You know about, right? See clearly. So y is nothing. See, if it's a beam, y is nothing but center of gravity, the distance from the top of the section. So already know, right? Is the distance between center of gravity. Distance between center of gravity from neutral axis to the some particular distance. For example, the whole distance of the whole height, if it is d, the depth of the whole beam, we are going to take it as d. So then what is y? Y is nothing but half of the d, that is d by 2. Understand? D by 2. You understand, right? See, I will draw it very large manner. See, this is neutral axis. Center of gravity is center point of the particular beam section. So y is nothing but distance between the center of gravity to the section. So that is y. This is the distance. If the whole height of the section is d, means what is the distance y? That is nothing but d by 2 will be your y. You understand? Y is equal to d by 2. That is y maximum is equal to d by 2 for rectangular section. For triangle, what is dy? So it is center of gravity. So this is the distance y. If it is d, means how you will write? For triangle, y maximum is equal to, it will become d by 3 for triangle, d by 3. For rectangular, for circle, for rectangle, for everything, y maximum is equal to d by 2. For circle also, see, I am going to draw a circle. So this is the neutral axis of the circle. See, I will explain you. This is the neutral axis of the circle. So what is center of gravity of the circle? It is center of gravity of the circle. So this is center of gravity, G. Okay. So the y is nothing but the distance from the center of gravity. So this is y. Okay. So for example, for the total height of the circle from here to here, if it is d, means what is y? Then half of the d is y. So d by 2. So for our circle also, y maximum is equal to d by 2. You understand what is y? So okay. I, moment of inertia. You already know, right? In 4th unit you have studied how to derive a moment of inertia for a rectangular section, for triangular section, for circular section. I have already taught you. Okay. So moment of inertia for rectangular section we have derived as BD cube by 12. BD cube by 12. You know, right? Okay. You know that. So now we find modulus of section for a rectangular section. Z is equal to I by y maximum. So substitute Z is equal to I is what? BD cube by 12 divided by d by 2. What is d by y max? Is d by 2. So we can write it as BD cube by 12 into 2 by d. We can write like this, right? So 2 6 times. So that will become dd cancelled. So it will become square, right? D cube, dd will cancel. So BD square by 6. So modulus of section for a rectangular section is BD squared by 6. Understand how to derive modulus of section for a rectangle section? You understand it? So now we are going to see the modulus of section for a circular section. I will derive in this portion. Okay, this portion itself I derive modulus of 6. Okay, modulus of section for circle. Okay, for circle. So you know z is equal to I by y maximum. So for circular I, moment of inertia is pi d for 4 divided by 64. Okay, for rectangle it is BD cube by 12. For circle it is pi d power 4 by 64. Y maximum you know. Y maximum for circle, that is I have derived here, right? In this circle I have derived. So y is equal to d by 2. That is y is equal to d by 2. So here d by 2. So substitute in this equation, that is equal to pi d power 4 by 64 in divided by d by 2. That is equal to pi d power 4 by 64 into 2 by d. So this 2 if you can 264 if you cancel means it is 32, and d it will become cube. So that is become pi d cube by 32 for circle. You understand? So modulus of section for circular is pi d cube by 32. Okay students, so this is how you will find modulus of sections for different sections. So modulus of section for rectangular section, see you have to write, see I want you all to write, take notes in your classwork notes. Okay, so after finishing modulus of section of a rectangular section, you pause the video and write all these things and then go for the circular section. Because why I'm telling is you will get confused while if you see this whole page means. So part by part pass and write the things. Okay, write it neatly, draw this diagram, write neatly. Okay, and whatever things I'm telling, take it as a hint or make it as a sentences. Okay, next, this is all about your modulus of section. Okay, so next what we have to see, symmetrical and unsymmetrical section. Next thing is, so still now we have studied about the modulus of section of different sections, right? Yes, so now we are going to see the modulus of section symmetrical and unsymmetrical sections. Okay, right. So it's a little bit struggle for us to hold one this phone and take. So I hope you all understand, right? Understand the concept is very, very important. Hope you all understand it. Yes. Okay. Next one, symmetrical section and unsymmetrical. So the topic is application of theory of bending to symmetrical sections. Application of theory of bending to symmetrical sections. This topic. Okay. So we are going to see this one. Okay. So since the sections are symmetrical about neutral axis, which is passing through the central of gravity, center of view, so yc is equal to yt. See, if I am taking a beam, this is a beam, so it is neutral axis, symmetrical. Okay. So if I divide this beam into two, it will also will see, for example, if I am taking it as a 100 mm. If you divide means this portion will also become 50 mm and this will be also 50 mm. So that type of section is called as symmetrical sections. Unsymmetrical section means again a beam, neutral axis is suppose here, So 100 mm. So it will become 40 mm. This will become 50 mm. You understand? Become 40 mm and this will become 50 mm. So this type of section, that is not symmetrical, 40 50, that is not symmetrical. This is called as unsymmetrical section. So since this section, so the distance from here to here, so there's, in simply supported beam, the above section is compression. You all know, right? The above section is compression. So the distance from the top to the center of gravity will become as YC. YC is distance of center of gravity from the above the section in compression zone, that is YC. So distance from the center of gravity to the bottom of the beam in tension zone will be denoted as YT. So since both are symmetrical in the dimensions, so according in order through which is passing through the center of gravity, since it is similar, so your distance YC at compression and the distance in tension zone will be equal. You understand? So see, whatever I'm telling, that take it as a hint, as a sentence. So frame sentence. Okay. See, I'm telling, see, since, frame a sentence, since the sections are symmetrical about the neutral axis, since the section is symmetrical about the neutral axis, which is passing through the center of gravity, so YC is equal to YT. Okay. So nature of bending stress diagram seems to be same in all sections. Next, when the beam is subjected to sagging bending moment, the bending stress in compression is a top layer and the bending stress in tension is a bottom layer. When the beam is subjected to sagging bending moment, you already know, right? I have explained you what is sagging bending moment. Sagging bending moment is bending moment which is occurs in a concave manner, occurs like this. Hogging is nothing but it occurs like this. It is hogging, this is sagging. Sagging is like this, hogging is like this, bending. Okay, so this is termed as positive bending moment, this is termed as negative bending moment. You already know, explained you in the previous lecture, sagging bending moment and hogging bending moment while I teach neutral axis. So if the beam is subject, if this beam in a symmetrical section, if this symmetrical section beam is subjected to sagging bending moment, SAGG, sagging bending moment in a concave manner, so your beam above the neutral axis will be compression and below the neutral axis will be tension. I am repeating once again, if your beam is subjected to sagging bending moment, okay, this like this bending moment, positive bending moment, so in your beam above neutral axis will be compression zone and below neutral axis will be tension zone. Okay, but if your beam is subjected to hogging bending moment, hogging like this, your beam, see this is neutral axis, above neutral axis it will be tension and below neutral axis it will be compression zone. You understand? I have already told you, right? So it is not fixed. In beam above only compression will act and below only tension will act, not like that. So due to the type of bending moment, the zone may vary. So if it is sagging bending moment, means it will have the above neutral axis, it will have compression and below neutral axis it will be tension. If it is hogging bending moment, above neutral axis it will be tension and below neutral axis it will be compression. How you are asking? You may ask it how sir it is compression and bending. See, this is a beam, this is the beam. The beam is bended like this. See, the beam is bended like this. This is what sagging bending moment, right? So the beam is like straight like this, but it is bended like this. So immediately what happened in the sagging bending moment? The bottom layer is what? Stretched, right? You can see here the bottom layer is stretched, but the top layer is what? Compressed. This is smaller than this, right? This is smaller than this. Yes, this is extended and this is smaller, compressed. So for sagging bending moment, the top, this is neutral axis. For example, if I tell it as neutral axis, and this will be compression, this is tension, because it is compressed and it is tension. So in hogging bending moment will be like this, So in hogging bending moment, what is this? Is neutral axis. See, the bottom is lesser than top layer is very extended, enlarged, and the bottom layer is depressed, that is decreased, length is decreased. So the bottom layer will become compressed and the top layer will become tensioned. You understand it? So this is how it will change. So I have explained you very clearly. So they may ask in multiple choice questions also. So for sagging bending moment, above neutral axis, what type of stresses is acting? They may ask for sagging bending moment or positive bending moment. Sagging bending moment is also called as positive bending moment. So above neutral axis, what type of stress is acting? They may ask like this, okay? So if they ask like this, what you will do? What you will tell? So in sagging bending, above neutral axis, what is acting? What stress is acting? It is compressive stresses is acting above the neutral axis, okay? So this is all about your symmetrical sections. So I will draw the diagram for symmetrical sections. I will draw the diagram here. See, this is the neutral axis. First I am drawing a simple beam, rectangular section. Next, high section. See, all are symmetrical. High section and C section. Circular section. Okay. So for every thing will be symmetrical. This will also symmetrical. This is symmetrical. Yes. Here also symmetrical because both the things is symmetrical. So I already told you, since if it is symmetrical, so your compression, the distance from the top to bottom on the neutral axis is termed as Y. So this is for sagging bending moment. For sagging bending moment, top layer will be what? Compression. Bottom layer will be what? Tension. Yes. So I'm drawing C, YC, and this will be YT. In hogging bending it will be ulta. See, YT will go there, YC will come down. Yes. So this will become what? So both are equal because in your symmetrical section, both this YC and YT is equal. So YC and YT. You understand? So your bending moment diagram, bending stress variation diagram will look like this. So it is minus the compression, this is plus tension. This is your bending stress diagram for your, so this is your bending stress diagram for your symmetrical section under sagging bending moment. So now we are going to draw bending. So this is what? Bending stress distribution, bending stress distribution diagram. Bending stress distribution diagram. So now we are going to draw bending stress distribution diagram for hogging bending moment. See, again draw. So it is, since it is symmetrical section, all will be having same dimension. So draw it neatly, okay, in your note. Then channel section, and then circular section. So since it is an hogging, so your top layer will be YT. I already told. It will be tension. Bottom layer will be compression. Okay. So it will be ulta. So this is your bending stress diagram plus sigma T at the top minus sigma C at the bottom. See, here sigma C is at the top and right sigma T is bottom. So it is ulta. So this is your bending stress distribution diagram for hogging bending moment. Okay, these are the two types of diagram for hogging and sagging bending moment for symmetrical section. You understand? Next, so this is what? This is neutral axis. This is neutral axis. Okay, NA. Next we are going to see the application of so still now we have saw the application of theory of symmetrical section. So now we are going to see application of theory of bending to unsymmetrical section. Unsymmetrical section. Okay, this is your next topic, unsymmetrical section. So unsymmetrical section means, see, I already told this is a beam, neutral axis, so there will be no equal dimensions. If you cut this beam, so it may have some value like 60 mm means it will have 50 mm. For example, I am telling, so this will be unsymmetrical sections. You understand? So we are going to draw bending stress distribution diagram for unsymmetrical section for sagging bending moment and hogging bending moment as we draw for symmetrical sections. Okay, so since the sections are unsymmetrical, then yt is not equal to yc. In symmetrical section, it is symmetrical means it is both the direction distance is same, but here both the directions not same, so yt is not equal to yc, and stresses sigma c, compression stress, is not equal to tensile stress because of unsymmetrical section. So your bending stress diagram, see first I will draw your bending stress diagram. So your bending stress diagram for sagging, first I am drawing for sagging. See, I want you to draw this diagram in your classwork note. Okay, so this is neutral axis, so it will be like this, so distance is not same. Next, T section. They may ask in your examination, draw bending stress diagram for unsymmetrical section for hogging or sagging. So they may ask like this, so you must want to draw. Okay, some T section will be like this, and L section. Okay, so since it is sagging, your YC, that is compression, will be at the top and tension will be at the bottom. So this is YC and this is YT. So your diagram will look like this, sigma C, sigma T. So both are not equal. Okay, since it is sagging bending moment by sigma C and sigma T, because of unsymmetrical section it will be not equal. So now I am going to draw for hogging bending moment. Again I, because it will be not equal, and I. Next, T section. Draw simply section. You can draw rectangular section also, you can draw circular section also, whatever sections you want to draw. You can draw channel section also. See, I am drawing a channel section. Draw channel section also like this. Okay, since it is hogging, your tension will be at the top, so it will be YT and it will be YC. So your diagram will be look like, sorry, it should join like this. Okay, in this point it should join. So sigma T, sigma C plus minus. Understand how to draw bending stress diagram for both symmetrical and unsymmetrical sections, right? So only one thing is symmetrical, both the sections below and above neutral axis will be equal, same, will be symmetrical. That is symmetrical, right? And your unsymmetrical section, it will not be equal, and there is also difference between sagging and hogging. You understand? So sagging is nothing but what? Sagging is nothing but the distance from sagging is nothing but positive bending moment. So your compression will be at the top of the base section and tension will be at the below section. For hogging, your compression will be at the bottom and tension will be at the top. Okay, students, you understand it clearly, right? So in this unit we have studied about the three things, that is, we have studied about the bending stress distribution diagram, how to draw bending stress distribution diagram, and what is modulus of section, and next we have studied about this application of theory of bending distribution diagram for symmetrical and unsymmetrical section. Thank you, students.